Oh my gosh, this was an incredibly awesome. This is one of the best comic books I've read in a while. And I'm not even joking. I know normally I could be facetious or whatever. Sledgehammer. Perfect. Awesome comic. This is number 2 in a 2-issue series, I guess, because unfortunately we never got a 3rd issue or anything beyond it, which blows my mind because this was a fantastic issue. Sledgehammer up against Spider-Man on the front cover, as you can tell. Is it really Spider-Man, or is it just trying to get you to buy the book? Unfortunately, even Spider-Man couldn't save the comic book, sadly. This was $1 back in March of 1988. From the very beginning, from the very get-go to the very end, nonstop, funny. I try to do shorts of some of the stuff, but unfortunately, I can't do shorts of everything, or I'd be here all night. Number 2, some of the funny parts were callbacks to like several pages before, so if you just jumped on, you wouldn't understand what was going on. And another thing is some of them have to do with the inside jokes, like their names and warden. Those were whatever. Some of them have to do with like Dory Doro. So there's a lot of kind of inside jokes as well, but it's a non-stop laugh fest from the very beginning to the very end. From the very first few panels, it's like this woman's like, I feel like I'm being watched. And all of a sudden she's like getting mad at people who are reading the comic book because they're obviously watching in her window. And it goes on and on and on. I mean, it's chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 of non-stop funny. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You definitely need to pick this comic book up. I think I got mine for $3. Yep, I got mine for $3, and I wish I can get number 1. I really do. And maybe, you know what? He has a box of number 1s. Maybe it's in that box, which is kind of weird because there's only 2 comic books of it. I definitely want to get both of them. There's some funny ads in here, so go back and watch my shorts. And if you want to catch some of the jokes, I just want to go through the real quickly. The artwork is fine. There's nothing that's lacking in the artwork as far as it's just your basic artwork. It's computer generated, so it's all real art. And there's a lot of ghosting of the background. Like the colors of the background are all kind of the same sometimes. Kind of give you a feeling of depth, like the background is not important, it's what's on the front. He doesn't have white hair like originally when I first saw him appear. He has blonde hair. It's just evidently the color is messed up there. The ads are incredibly fun to read throughout. I mean, one thing I like about old comic books is reading the old ads, like Sega Game, what is it called? Not Game Genie, not Genesis, just the Sega Master System. It was one of the systems I never had. I had the Sega Genesis and the Master System converter, but that was because I had the Genesis first. So that was a fun system. Again, there's nonstop funny in this. I mean, it's like part 2, Sledge on a ledge. He's up there helping somebody who wants to jump. He decides to jump with him because he lost his loved one, his blessed loving gun. If you've ever seen the series Sledgehammer, you will love this comic book. If you've never seen the series Sledgehammer, it's on YouTube. What are you waiting for? Go watch it. Sledgehammer with an exclamation mark at the end. Go watch the series. And if you've never seen it, it's still a lot of fun to read, I bet. I'm assuming. Sledgehammer is one of those TV shows that I watched back, I don't think it was 88 when I watched it. It was back in the mid-80s whenever my cousin and I used to really love this show. All right, so we got a Konami commercial or ad in the middle. Again, it's just nonstop funny. I can't sit here and tell you all the jokes. We'll be here all night. I did make quite a few videos, but even then I couldn't go through it. There was this one part I wanted to make I don't think I could hold it under a minute, but I give you the gist of it. It's got Mo, Larry, and Curly. It's the Three Stooges. You have to know, he makes a lot of cultural references. Like Max Headroom was one of the jokes he made. He said he wants to go to his mechanic Max to get more headroom in his car. If you don't know who Max Headroom was, that was also a mid-80s, well, actually later 80s TV phenomena that started with Pepsi and then became its own TV show. It's hard to explain Max Headroom. But Mo, Larry, and Curly, if you've never seen the Three Stooges, what planet are you on, really? I would hate to think people don't know what the Three Stooges are. And then the guy's, how can I ever thank you? He's like, well, I'm looking at this 10-footer. And he's like, forget it. 6-footer? No way. 5. He ends up with this. And then I did make a short about this part because it was just too much fun. But he gets the little Charlie Brown tree. So, yeah, there's a lot of puns, a lot of dad humor, a lot of cultural references, like the Charlie Brown tree, for instance. You probably don't know what that is. There's a bullpen bulletin. I'm thinking about reading this, even though sometimes I just slip them up. Because like when I was a kid, I'd read these so I can find out what's coming up or things I missed out on. Now we have a thing called the internet. So like back then, people go, well, have you all ever done this? And it's like, well, back in number da-da-da-da-da. That was like the answer man, which is now like Wikipedia takes care of that. Profile on Carl Potts. So this is like, I might try to read it and see whatever happened. Like, why didn't it continue? This series, this comic is so funny from beginning to end. I do not understand how it did not continue on. It only got 2 comics, only 2. So when I was talking to Mark online one time, I said, hey, can you find out if you got, he was talking about like comic books people were asking, Sledgehammer #1. He thought I was making a joke, like he's never heard of Sledgehammer. I was like, no, seriously, I just need #1. I'll complete my collection. Now, that was the joke because there's only 2 comic books in the collection. I only have #2. I need #1. Meh, that's not a good ad. So that was the joke, but I'm not sure if he, I think he was just thinking Sledgehammer's not really a comic. It is. Maybe he'll watch this one. Marvel Masterworks. Oh, those are collections, kind of like trade paperbacks of all the original stuff. And then, and let's look at all the comic books we could have also got at that time. It'd be funny if they had Sledgehammer on here. Like, if you subscribed to Sledgehammer and then it ended, what would you get? Nah, it's not on here. Tales of G.I. Joe. Which ones would I get? I would get G.I. Joe Special Missions, Gru, Transformers. I've read Alien Legion. Yeah, it was back in the day. I used to kind of like ElfQuest back then. Tales of G.I. Joe, which I think it's just reprints. I didn't think it went very long, though. So if I got G.I. Joe, I wouldn't need Tales of G.I. Joe. Alpha Flight I used to read. What else would I have read? Comment below, let me know which ones you would read. New Mutants I definitely read. I love New Mutants. Power Pack I read. I did read Web of Spider-Man because it started off with #1. I was like, oh, I could start on with #1. X Factor, X-Men. I had a subscription to both of those. When X Factor first started with #1, I was there with the subscription. Those are the 2 comics I subscribed to when we had a P.O. box. And X-Men Classics, I think at first I just thought they were reruns, so I didn't like them, but I didn't realize that there were actually more information in them at the time. Don't just stand there. Fire back. Captain Power was an incredibly awesome toy line. I still have some of the action figures, and I think I made a video and I broke one of his wings off. I was like, dang it. Son of a biscuit. I always break things on video. But Captain Power, nice chrome suits that still hold up. I mean, mine have. And then on the back, we have TSR, which is the Dungeons & Dragons people. They also made a Marvel Superheroes game. I think I actually had one of these at one time. I never played the game. I guess I just never... I mean, all my friends were playing Dungeons & Dragons, and I was thinking, hey, what if we get into this? Nobody wanted to. Well, anyway, I definitely recommend getting this book. First off, the art, it's fine. I mean, it's not like painted covers or gorgeous, whatever. It's not Jim Lee or... John Byrne. It's I don't even know who it is, to be honest with you. It's just standard. It's not bad. It's not like off the wall amazing. There's not even a hint. Oh, here we go. So the writer is Jim Salicrup. The penciler is Alex Saviuk. Wow, they picked the people you cannot pronounce their names. I know Tom DeFalco, but he was the editor-in-chief. Sam Del Russo. Yeah, I don't know any of these guys. So, I mean, again, it's not like George Perez is one of my hero artists or Michael Golden, but it gets the job done. It's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun, very, very funny jokes. I recommend you go out and pick up all of this entire series. I'm sure you can find the entire series for pretty cheap. Unless you live near me, I still need #1. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.